Hi everyone, my name is Nicholas, that's a little picture of me right there, and I just wanted to take a few minutes on what will likely be the last and 7 day before the release of Andromeda to talk about 7 aspects of Mass Effect, what it's meant to me, my hopes for the future, and so yeah, happy N7 Day, and let's jump right in. The first is that Mass Effect got me back into gaming in a big way, and I'll always be grateful for that. I had stopped playing games after high school, not because I was too busy, but because they had become off-putting to me. A decade before Gamergate, I could already see that games were catering to a very white, very male, adolescent point of view. And even though I am very white and very male, the adolescent point had just kind of fallen from my description. So was I really going to keep playing kill simulators for the rest of my life? I maintained my Mario Kart addiction, but it really left quote-unquote hardcore gaming behind, to the point where the release of Mass Effect 1 and 2 had both happened, and I was none the wiser. But a friend of mine since grade 5 had worked on Mass 2, and over a beer he told me, "You really should give this a try. I know you a little, it's right up your alley." The problem was I was so out of gaming that the only PC I had was a white 17-inch iMac that didn't fit the requirements for Mass 2. This, however, was a blessing in disguise. Even though it couldn't play Mass 2, it barely fit the requirements for Mass 1, so I decided to start with that instead. Before I'd finished the first game, I was already arranging to borrow a gaming PC so I could jump straight into the second one. The experience of playing both of those 2 games back to back proved to me that gaming was no longer a testosterone-fueled asshole bastion, but rather a place where I could find and live adventures that spoke to me. As I've gotten married and had a son, I've got another daughter on the way too, this has only become more important. Gaming is the premier medium, and now I am being enriched by it, having experienced other games as BioShock, Fallout 3, Dragon Age, XCOM, and Life is Strange, and that's just to name a few. So thank you so much, BioWare and Mass Effect, for bringing me back to gaming. The second carries off from the first, which is, upon booting up the character screen, I was presented with a gender selection. Old school games got away with gender and letting you name every character because it was all text, but Mass Effect promised this grand space epic with a branching narrative delivered with fully voiced and acted characters, and BioWare went through and made every cutscene, every line of dialogue work for both genders. I kind of didn't believe it, so I selected FemShep just to see and never looked back. Everything about it, from Jennifer Hale's voice to a non-sexualized character model, for the most part. I mean, there is bootplay, but this was tasteful. And again, it gave me a vision of a future that I wanted for my kids and for the people that I care about. A strong woman went through a high-stakes adventure where her gender is never brought up in any context, positive or negative. Sign me up. Number 3 is everyone else. I wasn't a one-woman army. I had allies, and these allies were awesome. Being a D&D nerd, I was seeing good and evil, lawful and chaotic, and they followed me through the adventure, and they responded to my actions. Whether I liked them or not seemed immaterial, as they were all so damn interesting, and that was something that even the latest Dragon Age failed at. Their side quests were optional, but I did all of them anyway, because I wanted to, not just because I wanted the XP. I can't stand grinding, but Mass Effect got me to do it on the strength of these characters. Let's hope the ones in Andromeda are this strong. No one else might appreciate number 4, but to me it's vital, and that is snow levels. I won't apologize. I grew up in Canada. My desire to ski is so strong that I teach it part-time, and even when I'm playing video games with a cup of hot chocolate nearby, I still want to be out in the snow. Mario had snow, Zelda had snow, even Myst got snow eventually, but Mass Effect delivered beyond them. Whether it was Novaria, which was a quarter of the whole first game, or, spoiler alert, the Normandy crash site DLC for Mass 2, or even the haunted house in the snow of the monastery in Part 3, Mass Effect was meeting my climate needs, and Andromeda looks to really boost the variety, but it still better have snow, and that leads into the world of Mass Effect. The place and time and specific makeup of the galaxy for Mass Effect is special to me. It's almost another character. A character that is high-tech, yet believable. A world where we traded racism for xenophobia. That's okay, we'll fix that over time. And a place where the other beings out there showed our sexual morals to be frankly ridiculous. And a world that was beautiful, but dangerous. I know Andromeda will take us to a new galaxy, and I will be a little homesick, but let's keep the beauty and danger, shall we? Number 6. You knew it was coming. The end of the trilogy. Now I hear you saying the ending isn't the 7th point. No, there's something more important there. But the ending of the trilogy has to be covered because the end of any story is important, and this one was controversial. Now, I'll state up front that I like the ending, but please don't close the video, because I do agree it is not what the fans were promised. I mean, the back of the box specifically stated, groundbreaking interactive storytelling drives the heart-pounding action in which each decision could have a devastating and deadly consequence, quote unquote. And sure, that's marketing pablum, but it's also false advertising because it both felt like and was later to be proven essentially the same ending regardless of morality or quote unquote galactic readiness. And as much as I appreciated the epilogue slideshows in the extended ending, it also added Harbinger taking out everything in one shot, but ignoring the Normandy as it evacs your squad, just to explain how they got back on the ship. Going from confusing to unbelievable isn't an improvement. However, I'm entering the middle of my life, and realizing that those sappy platitudes about the journey being the reward are true, when looked at from that point of view, the Mass Effect ending is remarkably thoughtful and deep. Your Shepard goes through hell with your crew, and they are all deeply changed by your actions. This journey has ended for all of you, regardless of the outcome of the war with the Reapers. And when you get to that point, farther than any species has gone before, the Reapers realize it too. That the cycle cannot continue as is, that their solution is merely an unhealthy extension of everyone's journey, including your own. The ending of the Mass Effect trilogy is actually the beginning of a future that you won't play directly. It's an expression of your values for that uncertain future. Are you just a brute for whom destruction is the only way through, like Hackett? Are you a Reaper too, favoring indoctrination, like the Elusive Man? Or is there a fundamentally new paradigm where there is no war because there are no sides? And not only that, but the countless millennia of harvested races are not actually lost, but are able to inform and alter the collective experience of everyone. Pretty powerful. It just wasn't what was expected. Don't let a failure of marketing keep you from experiencing the ending of such a powerful series on its own terms. BioWare knows endings. Trespasser is the single best example yet. Even if you can't let go of your thoughts on the Mass Effect ending, use that knowledge to try and keep a more open mind with Andromeda. 7 is Liara. The ending is the ending, and it was not what I had been sold for 6 years. But Liara, she was my real ending. My decisions did have drastic effects on her, but so did my absences. Twice, in between each game, Liara is left to fend for herself, and each time she blossoms. My relationship with Liara meant a lot to me, and there's something sad about knowing that she will live for 1,000 years after this without me. But it's so real, that I know she'll be better than fine. She's better than me in so many ways, and she's the leader the galaxy will need, rather than my Shepard, a soldier who only made peace where she could. Right before the final mission, there's a small scene. It is a broken promise, a knowledge that for all the conversations about little blue children, we both knew it could never be. A moment that meant more than everything that came before it, and couldn't be taken away no matter what happened after.
How you holding up, Liara?
This is it, isn't it?
Yeah. This is it.
I don't know what to say. All those little blue children will be disappointed I didn't have a speech.
We'll make up a good story for them.
I do have one thing for you, Shepard. A gift. It'll only take a moment, if you want it.
What kind of gift?
Do you remember when I first joined my consciousness to yours? I can show you some of my own memories. Asari exchange them sometimes, with good friends, or their bondmates. It can also be a way to say farewell.
Show me.
Close your eyes. Thank you for everything. I love you. Now, let's do what needs to be done.
Andromeda is very close and looking very good indeed based on today's trailer. It's been quite the wait, but we're all ready, and BioWare is up for it. Thank you again for everything you gave us with Mass Effect, and to everyone who watched this video, I hope it dredged up some fond memories and got you excited for the road ahead. Thank you again for your kind attention, but...
I should go.
Refresh my memory. Didn't we used to win these things back in the old days?
She said I should go. Do I sound like that?
As long as I've known you, yeah.
I think it was one of the first things you ever said to me.
How come nobody told me about this before? I'm open to feedback here.
Well, I thought all humans said it, like some weird Earth custom or something.
You should never announce your plan, even when leaving a conversation. It shows weakness.
Maybe it's I should go. I should go. I should go. Or sometimes I'll talk to you later. Because, you know what, I never do. Leave 'em wanting more. I should